The union is symbolized by A union B, and it's a set of all x such that x is an element of A or B. And the thing that's important is you only list them one time. So, let's start out the list by the smallest one that's in either one. 3, 4. Since 5 is in both of them, we only have to list it once. 6 is in both of them, we only have to list it once. And 7 is in B, and so that is the union of those two sets. Notice that although 5 and 6 appear in both sets, they are only written once. So you find the intersection of A and B here. Alright, so Q is in both of them, S is in both of them, U is in A, V, W, X, Y is in both of them, Z is in both of them. So the union is those, or, which actually is the exact same as set A. Let's talk about compound inequalities then that have the word or in them. Once we find them, we go with what's in either of the two spots. So let's solve this one. Add 1 to both sides, and we get x is greater than 3. Over here, let's subtract 2x from each side, and let's subtract 5 from each side, and we get x is less than 1. X is greater than 3, or x is less than 1. Our two critical values are at 1 and 3. X is greater than 3, or x is less than 1 would be like this. And since we have to shade both parts, our set notation will actually be parentheses negative infinity, negative infinity, comma, 1, close parentheses, open parentheses, 3, comma, infinity, close parentheses. All right. So, let's see what happens then if we have one like this. Okay, our critical values are at 3 and 7. X is less than 3. X is greater than 7. Parentheses at both spots. Looks like letter B. Negative infinity, comma, 3, and, or 7, comma, infinity. You have to have both sets there. Alright. This one's a little bit tougher. Add 2 to both sides. We get 3x is less than or equal to 15. Subtract 5 from both sides. X is less than or equal to 2. Divide both sides by 3. Here you get x is less than or equal to 5. So our critical values are at 2 and 5. And in both cases it's less than. Since it has to be in either set, we actually don't need this second one because all of them are in the first one. And so we could have negative infinity, comma, 5 bracket. And that would solve that compound inequality. Okay? So you try this one. Okay, 6x minus 4 is less than or equal to 2x. Subtract 2x from both sides. Add 4 to both sides. You get 4x is less than or equal to 4. X is less than or equal to 1. Negative 4x is less than or equal to negative 12. Divide both sides by negative 4. Remember that when you divide by a negative number, you have to change the direction of the sense, and so you'll have x is greater than or equal to 1. Did I make a mistake? Oh, that's not 1. 12 divided by 4 is 3. Okay, so x is less than or equal to 1. X is greater than or equal to 3. So on our number line, our two critical values are at 1 and 3. Got a bracket going this way and a bracket going that way. Did I make a mistake? Oh, this is not less than or equal to. This is only less than. So it's a parentheses. I didn't see that up here. I copied it down wrong. Okay, so we've got this direction here. And we've got this direction over here. And so we are going to have two sets of parentheses, negative infinity, comma 1, parentheses, union, bracket, 3, comma, infinity, close parentheses. All right. So let's look at an application and see what that looks like. The 5 highest growing domestic films as of 2009 are listed in the table. List the elements that satisfy each film. Okay, so what we're looking for is the five all-time greatest domestic. I guess I don't know what question they're asking. List the elements that satisfy each set. I don't understand the question. Okay, each of 6 decorators has to paint a room, walls only, and put a wallpaper border around the room at the ceiling. 1 gallon of paint covers 400 square feet, and 1 roll of border contains 5 yards. Each decorator has 1 gallon of paint and 3 rolls of border. Okay. The list gives the names of each decorator and the size of the room. Give the names of the decorator who will have enough paint but will not have enough border for their rooms. Okay, so we want to have 400 square feet . Okay. I think what they mean is assume that there's an 8-foot ceiling for each room. Okay, so 9 . So let's just do the walls here for this room. Okay, so this wall is 9 by 12. This wall is 9 by 10, 9 by 12, I'm sorry, 8 by, they're 8 feet tall, my fault, 8 by 10. Okay, so this one, 8 by 12 is 96, 96, 80, and 80. So a room that's 8 or 10 by 12 does have enough paint. A room that's 9 by 12 will have enough paint. So both those rooms have enough for the paint. How about a 12 by 12 room? Well, if you notice, each wall will have 96 square feet. 96 times 4 gives us 384 square feet. I think that's right. 96 times 4. So a 12 by 12 room will have enough paint for the walls. How about a 12 by 13? Well, the 13-foot wall, 13 times 8 is 104. So a room that's 13 by 12 will have exactly 400 square feet. So this one, there is enough paint for that room, but there is not enough paint for this room and this room. They will have, all of those rooms have enough to paint. How about the border for their rooms? Notice that it says each border, there are 3 rolls of border, and 1 roll contains 5 yards, so 3 rolls contains 15 yards. 15 yards times 3 feet is 45 feet. Okay, so they only have 15 or 45 feet of border. Well, a 9 by 12 room, 9 on this side, 12 on this side, 9 on this side, 12 on this side. 9 times 2 is 18. 12 times 2 is 24. 18 and 24 is 42. So there is enough border for Sue to do it. So she does not fit in the category because it has to be they don't have enough for the border. In other words, we need a room that has a bigger perimeter than 45 feet. Well, let's try the 10 by 12 foot room. 10 and 10 and 12 and 12 adds up to 44. So there's enough border for Sam to do his room. There is not enough border for Irina to do hers because she needs 48 feet of border. Nor is there enough room for Sergey because he needs 50 feet of border. And so the 2 people who can paint the room but not do the border are Irina and Sergey. That was a hard question. All right, so we'll see you next time. Bye now.